Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You won't change your life in a day, but if you change your days, you'll eventually change your life. The way you act when you're alone is the most honest reflection of who you are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Thirst for Wisdom. I'm so excited to be here with you guys again. At times, I encounter ideas, insights, or stories so eye opening that they transform the way I see the world, and I feel deeply inspired to share them with others. So, in today's piece, I'd like to share the story of the starfish. The Starfish Story, an adaptation of Lauren Isley's Starfish Story 1969. An old man was walking along the beach when he noticed a young boy picking up starfish and throwing them back into the ocean. Approaching the boy, he asked, "Excuse me, boy, but what are you doing?" The boy replied, "The sun is rising and the tide is going out. If I don't throw the starfish back in the ocean, they'll die." The old man shook his head. "But there's too many starfish on this beach. You can't possibly make a difference." After thinking for a moment, the boy bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it into the ocean. Then he turned to the old man and said, "Well, I made a difference to that one." That's the kind of wisdom we all need to hear. This story teaches us something simple but powerful. Every action, no matter how small, can make a difference. Think about it. How many times have you looked at a big problem and thought, what's the point? My efforts won't really change anything. That's exactly how the old man in the story felt. He saw the endless starfish on the beach and figured saving just a few wouldn't really matter. However, the boy understood a valuable lesson. Change starts with individual effort. Even if he can save every starfish, saving just one still makes a difference for that starfish. You know, I actually started saving cats during the pandemic. And whenever I get the chance to see a cat on the streets, I make an effort to feed them. I buy food from a convenience store, or sometimes if I have a takeout with me, I share it with them. I know there are a lot of stray cats out there, and I won't be able to save or help all of them. But I can make a difference for some of them. So, this idea applies to so many areas of life, whether it's helping a friend in need, cleaning up the environment, or standing up for what is right. Even the smallest acts of kindness and responsibility contribute to something something greater. Just like the boy, we should not be discouraged by the scale of a problem. Instead, we should focus on what we can do rather than what we can't. Another big takeaway, taking responsibility. The boy didn't wait for someone else to come along and fix the problem. He took the action even when others doubted him. This reflects a deeper truth. We are all responsible for the world around us. It's easy to assume that someone else will handle it, but real progress happens when people step up, when you step up, when we take ownership, even in small ways, we become part of the solution. And here's the best part, kindness spreads. Just like throwing a stone in a pond creates ripples, one small act of kindness can inspire many others. The boy's determination may have encouraged the old man to rethink rethink his perspective. Maybe he even started helping others or picking up starfish. This ripple effect is how movements grow, communities thrive, and the world becomes a better place. So, next time you feel like your actions don't matter, remember the boy from the story. Bend down, pick up a single starfish, and throw it back into the ocean. You won't change your life in a day, but if you change your days, you'll eventually change your life. Okay, next one. I actually posted this quote on my Instagram. It's from Buddha, and it says, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You know, a lot of people hold on to anger because, in a strange way, it feels safer than facing the pain underneath. It's like a shield protecting us from feeling vulnerable or hurt. Anger can make us it can make us feel like we're in control of the situation, like we have power over our emotions. But here's the thing, anger is heavy, anger is exhausting to carry around. It takes so much energy to maintain, and over time, it ends up robbing us of the peace and joy we could be experiencing in other parts of our lives. I'm not saying anger is always bad or unjustified. There are definitely moments when we have legitimate reasons to feel angry or frustrated. Maybe someone has truly wronged us. And those emotions are a natural reaction to what's happened. But even when the anger is justified, does holding on to it actually help? Does a grudge really solve the problem or make us feel better in the long run? When you think about it, holding a grudge doesn't hurt the person who wronged us. It hurts us. It hurts you. We are the one who's carrying the weight of that anger, replaying the situation in our mind over and over again. In a way, we're kind of giving power to that person who hurt us, allowing their action to continue affecting us. It's like we're punishing ourselves for something someone else did. That's crazy. The truth is, letting go is the only way to truly free ourselves. Forgiveness is not about excusing what happened or saying it was okay. It's about releasing the hold that anger and resentment have over us. It's about choosing not let that pain define our lives or our happiness. Forgiving doesn't mean you're forgetting or even reconciling in some cases. It's about choosing freedom for yourself. It's about letting go of the heavy load you've been carrying and finally allowing yourself to to move forward. It's not always easy, of course. Forgiveness can feel like the last thing you want to do, especially when the hurt is really painful. You know, the hurt runs deep, but the path to peace and healing always starts with letting go. When we release that anger and stop feeding the grudge, we make space for something better, peace, joy, and the ability to live fully in the present moment. That's where real strength and control come from. Not in holding on, but in letting go. As Jonathan Lockwood Huey wisely said, forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Okay, next one. You know what? I saw this quote on the internet. I'm not really sure who said it, but it goes something like this: we don't rise to the standards we have when others are watching. We fall to the standards we have when no one is watching. The only work that really matters is the work no one sees. It shows you who you really are rather than who you say you are. So, who are you when no one is watching? We all like to think we live up to our highest standards. But let's be honest, do we really? The truth is, we don't rise to the best version of ourselves just because people are watching. Instead, when no one is around, we fall to the standards we truly believe in. That's where our real character is revealed. When no one is watching, think about it. The way you act when you're alone is the most honest reflection of who you are. If you only work hard when your boss is watching, does that mean you're truly hardworking? If you only act with kindness when there's someone to impress, is that real kindness? The answer is pretty clear. Who you are when no one sees is who you really are. Let's be real. Most of us know how to put on good face. It's like it's easy to hide behind a mask, whether it's at work, at school, or especially on social media. We present the best version of ourselves. We try to look disciplined, hardworking, and kind because we know people are watching. But what happens when the cameras are off, the doors are closed, and there's no one to judge us? For example, imagine a person who volunteers for charity events just for the Instagram post, but doesn't bother helping when there's no camera involved. That's the difference between reputation and character. One is one is how people sees us, the other is who we actually are. The truth is, the work that truly defines you is not the one people sees. It's the work done in silence. It's like the athlete who trains before dawn with no one watching. The writer who refines their craft without recognition. The musician who practices tirelessly without applause. Greatness is not built in the spotlight, it's forged in the quiet, unseen moments of dedication and persistence. It's easy to do the right thing when others are holding us accountable, but real self discipline comes from holding ourselves accountable. No one needs to tell a truly hardworking person to put in the effort, they just do it. No one needs to remind a genuinely kind person to help others, they just do it. That's the kind of character that lasts. At the end of the day, life is not about impressing others, it's about being someone you're proud of. Even when no one is around to see it, the world may see your actions, but it's only you. It's only you who who knows your true motivations. So the real question is, would you still do the right thing if no one ever found out? If the answer is yes, then you're building real integrity. If the answer is no, then maybe it's time to ask yourself, who am I really? Because in the end, we don't rise to our best version of ourselves when people are watching. We fall to the level of the standards we hold when no one is. And that's what really defines us. Okay, next one. There is a Japanese legend that says if you get on the wrong train, get off at the nearest station. The longer it takes you to get off, the more expensive the return trip will be. At first, it sounds like a simple travel trip advice, right? But when you really think about it, it's a powerful metaphor for life. Because let's be real, how many times have we found ourselves on the wrong path, in the wrong job, wrong career, in the wrong group of friends, in the wrong relationship, or just heading in a direction we know deep down is not right? The problem is, a lot of us stay on that wrong train for too long. We tell ourselves, maybe it will get better. or I've already put in so much time and effort, I might as well stay. But here's the thing, the longer we stay, the harder it is to turn back. And that's what this legend is all about. It's not it's not about getting off the next stop. It's about making a decision sooner rather than later. Because the more we delay, the more you pay, not just in money, but in time, energy, and opportunities lost. So why do we stay on the wrong train when we know it's not taking us where we want to go? It's the fear of change, fear of judgment, fear of having to start over. We convince ourselves that since we've already come this far, we should just keep going. But that's a trap. Staying in a bad situation just because you've already invested in it doesn't mean you should keep investing in it. You need to recognize when it's time to walk away. Imagine realizing you took the wrong road on a long drive. Let's say 9 hour drive. For 5 hours, you've been driving and then you've realized, oh, this is a wrong road. Would you keep going just because you've already driven for hours? Or would you turn around and find the right way? It's the same in life. You know, the sooner you correct your course, the better. Here's the thing, getting off the wrong train is not failure, it's wisdom. It means you recognize something is not working and you're choosing to change direction before it costs you even more. So, if you're feeling stuck in a situation that doesn't serve you, whether it's a job, relationship, or a mindset, ask yourself, what is my reason for being here? Does this align with my purpose? Am I growing into a better version of myself, or I'm drifting into the wrong direction? Is this adding value into my life, or is it taking more than it gives? If the situation feels wrong, what's stopping me from getting off now? As Glennon Melton once said, I think sometimes quitting is exactly the right thing to do. Quitting something that's not working requires self awareness and courage. So it's never too late to change direction. The important thing is you don't wait until the return trip is too expensive. So if you realize you are on the wrong train in life, don't wait. Get off at the nearest station, change your direction, pivot, take control, because the longer you stay, the harder it gets to turn back. That's it for today, guys. If this message hit home for you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And remember, your journey is yours. So make sure you are on the right train. I'll see you guys in the next one.